Okay, I found out that IGN is doing a week of Marvel versus Star Wars characters. And the first one, of course, is a fight that I think would be really, really impressive if done properly. And that is Darth Maul versus Wolverine. So as always, we'll go through the 9 criteria. Intelligence, fighting ability, strength, speed, durability, invulnerability, energy projection, versatility, and that all-important X factor. So again, this is Darth Maul, one of the most popular characters to have ever been bisected in Star Wars Episode 1. Ironically, Ray Parks, even though he's also Toad in the X-Men movies as well as in Heroes, is still pretty much just called, it's like Ray Parks, Darth Maul. And you know, over a decade later, it's still a very popular costume to wear. So, and of course, everyone knows about Wolverine. Now, am I actually going to do, if Ray Parks fought Hugh Jackman, Ray Parks is a ridiculously skilled martial artist. He would actually probably pretty easily beat the crap out of Hugh Jackman in real life. But again, this is looking at primarily from bits and pieces of the movie and the comics for Darth Maul, and primarily the comics when it comes to Wolverine. So, intelligence. This one's kind of bizarre, because we never really saw or heard a lot from Darth Maul. We know he's very, very cool, very cunning, very collective. At the same time, we know Wolverine is relatively sadistic, and normally has a pretty good way when it comes to thinking out a plan. And they both have the ability to rage. I would almost go with the amount of mental training Darth Maul's had. I would give him actually an edge in intelligence. Because, you know, while there has been a lot of mental training for Wolverine, he is a lot more apt that as a fight wears on, he'll toss intelligence out the window, he'll just go straight rage. Where with Darth Maul, there's more of like a control to the rage to keep the rage in check and not to use it, not to let the rage use yourself. Where Wolverine, if the fight goes kind of far, he will pretty much become almost a non-stop, unkillable beast. So, I'll give the intelligence edge to Darth Maul. Fighting ability. Wolverine is a very expertly trained fighter. However, I have yet to see him leave a fight not bleeding. So even though he's a very skilled fighter, he seems to rely on his healing factor more than anything else. Against someone like Darth Maul, who again, has a lot of training, and was actually able to fight off a Jedi Master, and then lose to a Padawan. So I'm actually going to give the edge to Darth Maul. Just because when you think about the two of them fighting, Wolverine is primarily claws, where you've got someone who's going to use a double-edged lightsaber, as well as kicks, and have other sorts of different sorts of abilities he's probably going to be able to wield. Speed. I again give this one to Darth Maul. I think Darth Maul definitely has a definite huge speed advantage. Strength. That has to go to Wolverine. Wolverine's walking around with, depending on what you're reading, 400 to 1,000 pounds of adamantium laced on it. So, we'll go with 400 pounds. That means they're distributed roughly evenly. Him lifting his arm up is like someone swinging a 70-pound weight. I would assume that would make you ridiculously toned and ripped. So I definitely give strength to Wolverine. Durability. This is how well you can recover. Darth Maul has absolutely zero recovery. Wolverine has a healing factor. Would the healing factor help throughout most of the fight? Yeah. If you see like a force choke, will be kind of pointless against Wolverine. You know, a punch and a kick, kind of pointless against Wolverine because he's going to recover pretty fast from it. A burn from a lightsaber? Yeah, that's probably going to piss him off a lot. But we don't know if lightsaber go through adamantium. That's going to fall into the X factor range. That's durability. Invulnerability. You know, you can break Darth Maul's bones. You can't break Wolverine's bones. Again, depending on if a lightsaber can go through adamantium or not, that's going to really change the dynamic of this fight. Okay, so now we're looking at energy projection. We never really saw Darth Maul do a lot, but we know he does have the ability to do some force abilities. You know, you do things like, you don't have lots of really super impressive things. It's not like we've really seen him use lightning that much. We know he can absorb it, but he does have the force chokes, he does have some of the levitation abilities, so he could, you know, at least use that in force pushes to kind of help keep Wolverine off balance. So at distance, I give Darth Maul an advantage. Plus, he can throw his lightsaber and bring it back to him. I don't think Wolverine's going to break off a claw and throw it at him. So I'll give it distance, I'll give it to Darth Maul. Overall versatility. Darth Maul primarily has essentially physical and attack abilities, where Wolverine has got all those heightened senses. You know, will Darth Maul probably be able to use some mental skills to find out where Wolverine's at? Yeah. But at the exact same time, Wolverine's going to be able to track him through almost anything. And with some of his heightened senses, he's probably going to have a pretty good understanding of exactly where Darth Maul's at, so Darth Maul's going to have absolutely no way to run and or hide. So you do have the overall heightened abilities of Wolverine. I would put that over a wider assortment of force abilities. Because again, we not really saw him do levitation or anything like that, so his force abilities fall more under, you know, physical sorts of things, where for versatility, it's all, essentially it's the whole cornucopia. You know, you also do have to look at the Berserker Rage ability. Once Wolverine goes into Rage, yeah, it is going to cost him a lot when it comes to his overall fighting performance, but he's going to become somebody that Darth Maul is going to have to kill. So now we're down to the X Factor. What does the X Factor all come down to? It comes down to one thing. Can a lightsaber cut adamantium? We know currently a lightsaber can't handle cartosis. Is adamantium an analog for cartosis? Don't quite know. If Darth Maul, if the lightsaber can cut through adamantium, this fight entirely goes to Darth Maul. Because now all of a sudden, the first time he connects anywhere in Wolverine, it's going to slice through him. Like a hot knife through butter. And I'm pretty sure a fight with Wolverine, if he gets a decent block and a nice twirl, and next you know he's cut off one of Wolverine's hands, I think Wolverine's probably going to go, huh? This doesn't happen. Or if he cuts off his claws. So that means if Wolverine's coming at him, and Darth Maul blocks with his claws, and the claws come off, that's really going to put a damper on Wolverine. And if a lightsaber can cut through adamantium, Wolverine is done. You look at someone who's faster, with a better level of skill, who could potentially use the Force to maybe hold Wolverine against something, or toss something at Wolverine, and then just hit him anywhere with the lightsaber. You know, that means if he catches Wolverine anywhere like the chest or head region, he's done. Yes, Wolverine of course can come back from the dead. I'm aware of this. But I'm pretty sure someone who could cut his head off, or even better yet, have the blade go through here, through the soft palate and right through the brain, and then probably either go forward or backwards and bisect the skull, that's probably going to really put a damper on Wolverine. Because that means when he comes back, his adamantium body is going to be flayed. And I don't know if he really could come back from that. It'd be kind of weird to see Wolverine's head wider this way, and then with like a section of skin across the top. He would look kind of weird and probably wouldn't be that popular in comics anymore. On the flip side, if it cannot cut the adamantium, then what's going to happen is the claws are going to hit the lightsaber. His claws are going to get hot, so he's going to suffer some sort of, internal burning throughout the fight, but he'll recover from those burns pretty quick. And then once he connects once on Darth Maul's going to start slowing down. And then if he tries to get distance and tries to hide, Wolverine's going to track him. And this fight's going to go real fast. Because Wolverine's probably going to be like, oh, I hit your blade, I cut it in half, you have two blades, doesn't matter. You can hit me all you want. I'm going to burn, I'm going to smell bad. I don't care, I've been burst into flames before. Take this. And then essentially, it'll just be Wolverine pressuring Darth Maul till he gets in a couple of good shots, slows Darth Maul down, and then he'll probably just rip him into shreds. So ironically, they are pretty well even in this sort of fight. The longer the fight goes, the more I can see it favoring Wolverine. But if adamantium can hold up to a lightsaber, Darth Maul cannot defeat Wolverine. If a lightsaber can cut through adamantium, Wolverine is toast. So those two to actually fight, it's an even up match. Comes down to one thing and one thing only. That lightsaber. If it can cut adamantium, Maul. If it can't cut adamantium, it's like fights Wolverine. You're going to do a good job, you're going to hold him down, but you're not going to stop him.